Hey, it's Erica Holston. I am a relationship and a communication coach. I help people to enhance their connections, build their communication skills, and create lasting change by setting goals. So, today I would like to speak with singles, and we are going to talk about dating and how to attract the right person, and we are also going to talk about what questions to ask on your first date. So, when it comes to attracting the right person, it is very important to send a clear message on what are your dating intentions. So, are your dating intentions to be taken seriously? Are your dating intentions just to see if someone is a good fit for you when it comes to marriage? So I would like to encourage you, if you want to be taken seriously, you have to use serious communication. Like, for example, by the questions that you ask someone, what are your goals? What do you have in mind when it comes to dating? What was your last relationship like? So these types of questions let the person know that you want to be taken seriously and you actually have something in mind. And if you have something in mind and that person has something in mind, it is a possibility that that person will actually or could work out for you. I won't say that they will work out for you, but it's a possibility. Rather, if you were to communicate, well, I just want to date just to have fun and I just want to see how things happen. And if that is your dating intentions, that's fine. But, if you want to be taken seriously, you have to communicate that you want to be taken seriously rather than I'm just dating to have fun. All right. So I hope that point helps you. Then I would like to encourage you is be honest with yourself and be honest with the person that you possibly want to attract. Meaning, if you are honest with yourself, for example, like, knowing exactly what you want out of your dating experience. So if that means that you write a list on the values that you want the person to have, or you write a list of where you would like for that person to be, you are being honest with yourself rather than, again, just going with the flow of things. And then when it comes to the other person, you have to be honest with them as well and communicate that honesty and just say, hey, you know what? I don't want to waste your time, but I actually want something out of my dating experience. I don't want to play games, but I actually want to see what you are about. I want you to see what I'm about, and I want to see if we are actually a good fit together. So, again, you are communicating that, you want to have a good dating experience, but you want to be taken seriously. You also, too, don't want to waste your time. You don't want to waste the other person's time, but also, too, you are being honest with yourself, being real with yourself, saying, self, what is it that I want? What is it that I need? Many of us are able to learn from our previous dating experiences or our previous relationships or our previous marriages that from the things that we've learned from those experiences, we are actually able to review, exactly what is it that we want out of our dating experience or what is it that we don't want. And if you go over what you do want and what you don't want, that means is that you have to be honest with yourself. Not only do you have to be honest with yourself, but you have to be honest with the other person. And when you are honest with the other person who is like quote unquote a dating potential when you are honest with them that will cause them to be honest with you, or at least you would hope that that would cause them to be honest with you. So I hope that that encourages you to know how to attract the right person. So I'll just briefly, just go over what I just covered with you. And number one, that means is that you are sending out the right message. You are being honest with yourself, and then you are actually being honest with the other person. And let me just share with you that, when you start to be strategic about your dating experience, that you will have a more fulfilling dating experience, even if you run into someone who is a disappointment or someone who doesn't actually measure up to the person that you want them to be. When you are clear about your dating intentions, when you are clear about being honest with yourself, when you are clear about being honest with the other person, even though it's a disappointment, you will still be grateful and thankful that you are so clear about your dating intentions. All right. And so my last point is that what we are going to talk about today are some questions that you can ask on your first date. And so one of the things that I would like, to encourage you to do is, like, the first question is, tell me about yourself. When someone tells you about themselves, you can start to get a picture of who they are, what they stand for, and the purpose of them dating. See, if the person actually has been thinking about, what do I want to say? And with you asking them, tell me about yourself, it kind of allows you to know what kind of things that this person has been thinking about. And so, I would like to encourage you to actually listen to what it is that they are saying, because many times when we listen to someone, we are actually like recording what the person is saying, but then we're like, okay, so what am I gonna say next? Like, it's good to know what you are going to say next, but it is a greater idea to actually listen to what the person is saying, and you actually listen to keywords, like, for example, like, are they only talking about themselves? Are they, talking about their family dynamics? Like, those are the types of things that you want to listen out for. All right, so I'm giving you some nuggets here, right? And so a second question that you can ask is, what do you do for fun? Again, it allows you to, become aware of what kind of person you're actually dealing with. But then also too, it also allows you to know, like, do their interests match with your interest? And so you can actually see, like, yeah, like, I think that I can actually see myself with this person. They're telling me about themselves, and the things that they are sharing with me are the things that I like to do, or the things that they are sharing with me is actually on my dating list, or the things that they are sharing with me, like, I can actually see myself with this person. And then also too, when they share with you, what do you like to do for fun, then you can just say, yeah, like, those are the types of things that I like to do, or maybe I never thought about that. And so, it just kind of creates a good conversation piece. All right. And so, number 3, and we kind of already covered this, but I want to more specifically go over this with you, and that is, what are some of your goals for dating? So are you basically what it is that you want to do, or you want them to actually answer is, so do you want to be married? Are you dating just because? Are you dating to pass time? Are you dating to have quote unquote fun? Like, what are your intentions, And it's just so important, again, not only do you allow that person to know what your intentions are, but then you also too want to know their intentions. Ultimately, you want to know, is that person a good fit for you? And if they are able to tell you like, yes, that's a great question. My goal for dating is I would like to have a husband one day, or I would like to be married one day. Or let's say that that person wants to say, I'm tired of meeting people who aren't a good fit for me, so I'm actually going through the dating process just to see, you know, can I meet that right one? And so, with all of these questions and answers, you can actually filter, who's for you, who's not for you. And then, too, it can also help you refine your dating list. So, I hope that, these things are helping you. And so, then you can move on to what are some of your life goals. And so, again, again, not to tell you what to do, but ultimately you want someone who's actually been thinking about, their life. You want somebody who's actually been thinking about, what kind of goals do you have in life? What do you want to do with your life? And so, maybe that person can share with you, well, a year from now, I would like to be this place in my career. Or at 5 years from now, I would actually like to own my own home. Or 5 years from now, I would like to pursue my passion or to open up my own business. Or 2 years from now, I would like for my family and with my children, I want us to be at this point in our lives. And so, again, this lets you know the vision that the person has for their life, because where there's no vision, people perish. And so if that person doesn't know the vision that they have, that person, hasn't been thinking far out, maybe that person might not be for you, but it's not to say that that person couldn't be for you, but it just gives you an idea when you ask that person, what are your life goals? It actually gives you a glimpse of what kind of person that you are dealing with. And obviously, you've been thinking about, what do I want out of dating? What do I want out of my life? And what do I want the other person who is compatible with me? What does it look like with them? Number 5, what has your dating experience been like so far? So, this can go two ways. It can actually allow you to know, their previous relationships, or it can allow you to know the other people, the other kind of people that they've been dating. So if they talk to you about their previous relationships, well, that just opens up the door, and that lets how they deal with their relationship issues, how they deal, with their life issues, or, how their last breakup happened. And, you want to know those details, right? Not to say that you need to know every single detail, but you actually want to know, the kind of person that you are dealing with. And then if it goes the other way, then, they can share with you, well, I was dating this one girl and this girl just wasn't for me. And then you can ask, so why you feel like she wasn't for you? And then, they can openly share that for you. Or, if the if someone else says, well, the guy, he was just a complete jerk. And so, those are the types of things that you want to listen for. All right, because, not to say that people are defined by their past, but definitely you can definitely learn, how do they deal with their relationship issues, what kind of life experiences they've had, how long they've been in a relationship. Those are the types of things that you want to know. All right. And so number 6 is, what is your relationship status? Meaning, are you married? Are you divorced? How long have you been single? Like these types of things, because there are many people who can say, oh, I'm single. Well, how single are you? Okay. Um, it's very important to protect yourself in this area, meaning that, if someone is married and you ask, so what's your relationship status? They can ask you, well, what do you mean by that? And you can say, well, are you single? How long have you been single? Have you been previously married? Like those specific type of questions, those are the types of things that you want to know. Even if someone says, oh, I'm separated. Okay. All right. So the follow-up question should be, have you signed separation papers? And when are you getting a divorce? Just saying. Those are the types of things that you should want to know. Okay? All right. So, number 7, what have you learned about yourself in the last year? Again, it opens up the door to have rich conversations, because that's the type of conversations you want to have. And it also, too, let you know what kind of person that you're dealing with. So, if that person tells you, well, I've learned that, I am more patient than I've ever been. Or maybe that person will say, this is the most I've ever grown in my life. Or maybe the person says, I've learned this or I've learned that about myself. So, these are the types of key things that you want to know, because, it's over for wasting your time anymore, right? And so I hope that helps you. So my last question is what do you do in your free time? So, I let you know, is a person a workaholic? Maybe that person doesn't know what free time is. Maybe that person has a 50, 60-hour job. And so that can affect your dating experience as well with the person. All right. And so with all of these questions, it just basically opens up your conversation. It allows you to know what kind of person you're dealing with. It allows you to know what are their dating intentions. Not only does it allow you to know their dating intentions, but it allows you to know how they live their life. So the more specific that you are with your dating questions, the better it is that you know more about them, instead of just going through your dating experience so freely and just saying, oh, well, I'll just let things happen how they happen. No. We don't live in that type of world where we just live just like carefree. It's time to get serious about some things, and it's time for us to be in the know, because there are so many people who are single, who are dating, and a lot of people, I'm going to just say it, have been wasting time. And I love helping equip people, helping encourage people with their lives, with their personal development, with their dating experiences, with their relationships, and with their marriages. But in this case, we're talking, I'm talking with singles, but at the same time, it's time to get serious about some things, because life is short and you should have a life that is more fulfilling. You should have a life that you can actually, go through, that you can see yourself with someone, rather than, time just ticking and, you just like, so what are we doing? What are we doing? All right. So if you need any dating assistance when it comes to your dating journey, I want to open up the door and just to let you know that I have the Ultimate Dating Blueprint, and it goes over some of the very things that I have spoken to you about. It's about dating tips. It gives you over 20 questions that you can ask on a date. Not only that, it also, goes over some specific personal development questions in order for you to become clear about who you are. Because not only is it important for you to learn about the other person, but it's also important for you to learn about yourself too, right? And so once you are able to learn about yourself and you can become more clear about who you are, and then you can actually reflect and look on the outside and ask the other person, so tell me about yourself, tell me about your life goals and different things like that. So I hope that this video has helped you with your dating experience, as well as becoming more clear about yourself and exactly what kind of questions to ask. And if you would like a copy of the Ultimate Dating Blueprint, please let me know, and you can email me at info@vinelifecoaching.com. That is VINE lifecoaching.com. I will be more than happy to give you a copy. And if you have any questions about dating, please don't hesitate to email me, and I will answer your email within 24 to 48 hours. Again, my name is Erica Holston. I am a relationship and a communication coach. I help people to enhance their connections, build their communication skills, and create lasting change by setting goals. So I hope you have a wonderful week, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.